everyone, I'm founder of Against the Tide Media, Noah Bennett. I got something a little different for you, but where do I keep hearing that word? Different. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We've got a full Zoom room here.
Get used to different.
Yep.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
We're in a multitude of time zones here, folks, so.
Crazy.
George is eating breakfast. Show everybody.
In a stadium.
I'm excited to be with you guys. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely, bud.
Okay, I'm going to start with Nick Shakoour, who plays Zebedee. Giavani Cairo, who plays Thaddeus. Lara Silva, who plays Eden.
Hello.
George Xanthis, who plays John.
G'day.
And Justen Overlander, who plays Justen. Well, no, actually, he's the Chosen Series associate producer.
And
Good
he
eye.
is a messenger in one of the episodes.
That's right.
Yep.
Don't gloss over that.
Yeah.
Fan favorite Roman messenger.
There you go.
Yep. And Against the Tide Media's host, Timothy Ratajczak, Darren Scott Jacobs,
Go.
and Steve Shermett. Now for some fun in our first Zoom room session with the cast and crew of The Chosen. Our entire question list came from The Chosen's awesome fans. The first question is from Valerie Hansen-Wiseman. Do you guys miss each other as much as we miss seeing you interact on set? And who do you miss the most? Giavani, you're up.
Oh boy, pressure. Yeah, it's don't laugh. Yes. Yeah, I miss everybody. It's crazy that like just a year ago we were getting together to film, the second half of season 1. And man, it's crazy because it's just like a big family down there. As far as who I miss the most, Justen, I miss you the most, man, obviously. And no, I miss everybody, just the same because we got such a great family. So I tagged somebody now, correct?
Yep.
Go, Nick. Go for it, brother.
I had the most connection with when I was on set. We became like family, and that was the craft services table. They never judged me. It was just there whenever I needed it. And so I really miss that the most.
Hey, for those that don't know, craft services is where all the food and snacks hang out for the day.
The food, snacks, and Nick.
I want to talk to Lara. You're up.
Gonna have
Hi.
to do a T-shirt that says "crafty" on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craft services is definitely something I miss too. Who do I miss? I definitely miss Noah James. And I do miss Liz so much. Yeah, we bonded offset. We never got to film together, but we bonded so well offset. So I miss her. Oh,
Okay.
I have to tag someone else. Okay.
That's okay.
George, you're up.
Yeah, it sort of feels like the missing is amplified because I was obviously forced to leave the United States. Just not forced as in I wasn't shoved out by anybody. I just made the decision to head back. So I've got some, a lot more family and friends and security over here. Obviously during the difficult times that we're in. But yeah, I think that, makes me miss everyone even more because I can't, it's harder to call people. It's harder to hang out and whatnot, even though people can't do that right now. But yeah, I'm missing Los Angeles a lot with all the LA Chosen crew. We used to go watch movies and go eat Mexican food, go to Lebanese restaurants, and Greek restaurant was on the agenda next. We didn't get to do that.
That's supposed to happen.
Yeah, we'll do it over Zoom. I'll go get a souvlaki right now. But yeah, and there's also the actors that aren't in LA that I actually miss while I'm in LA. So I'm going to say all those who are in Texas and beyond. because we don't get to hang out that much. And Justen, I really miss Justen. Actually, I'm going to change my answer. I miss Justen. I really do.
Justen, you're a very popular man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
except nobody tagged me. Like now we're to the end of the official quote unquote guest. And so if you ask me who I miss most, it's basically all the other actors that aren't here in this room. No, it's Dallas. I miss Dallas the most. I never ever hear from Dallas these days. Don't get to communicate with Dallas enough.
He's scouting right now, in case you didn't know, up in Utah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. No, I know.
Yeah, did you all see the picture of him in that mask? The get used to different mask.
Yeah.
That was funny because I was actually thinking, it'd be really cool if they had a mask that came out that said "Get used to different," because that would be really fitting for these times.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry.
Timothy had a really interesting mask. I wonder if he's brave enough to share it with everybody.
Pass the mask.
You must be
wise to share it.
Nobody asked me.
I was lobbying for a Zebedee mask, actually. It's just Nick's face, but kind of in the go.
Yes, go.
Has a little bubble on the outside of it. Says go.
Go.
That's great.
One that says John 3:16 on it. That would be pretty cool.
Well, if Dallas ever
Perfect.
sees this
That'd be
video, he might get the idea to have a Zebedee mask that says "Go."
It should just be Nick's bearded face.
I was actually thinking that. Just looking at you now, I'm like, it should just be the beard.
I agree. There's a percentage I get from that, right?
And it says ages 55 and over on it.
50? What?
When people say get used to different masks, they're going to be thinking "get used to different" has to do with COVID. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe not the show.
Mhm. Tim, your question is next.
No, it's not. No, it is. First of all, I want to apologize to anyone whose name I mispronounce. And if I mispronounce your name, I give you full authority to mispronounce mine. The question comes from Rosemary Mulvihill. If you could meet the modern day version of any character from season 1, who would it be? And what would you chat about? And no, unfortunately, you can't pick Jesus. So, Nick, I'm going to make you go first.
You know what out of all the characters, I would definitely want to choose Nicodemus. I think he's very childlike in an innocent way, yet he has so much wisdom, and I think it would be really cool to meet somebody that's got a combination of curiosity, generosity, and the will to kind of go beyond the comfort zone of what most people would go in their everyday lives. So I think it'd be really interesting to talk to Nicodemus.
Beautiful.
Am I supposed to ask somebody now? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw it over to Jordan.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is kind of it's something that's really close to me that I think this is the person I would want to meet. I think unnamed Roman senator made a really big impact on me, and I would love to have met unnamed Roman senator. Justen obviously had the honor of playing. No, being serious. It's going to be picked a lot, and I'm sorry if I've stolen other people's answer, but Zebedee. If he is half the character that Nick portrays on screen, it would be really, really interesting and fun to meet Zebedee. And obviously, he's the father of the Sons of Thunder, so he's got to be lightning of some sort. But yeah, and I'll pass on to Lara.
So I would want to meet Matthew. Honestly, I have to do my taxes soon. So he's really good with numbers. But no, yeah, he'd be able to explain and help me out with that. But yeah, I love his story, and my heart really just cries with him as well. Yeah, I really love who he is, and just how Jesus like calls him to leave his booth and who he becomes after. So yeah, I'd love to talk to Matthew. And Giavani, you're up.
That's a tough one for sure. But if I had to pick one, I would choose Mary. And I mean, just from watching the story, from what Liz was able to portray, I think just watching someone be on pretty much the last string of almost giving up, and just being able to be completely turned around. I think that's incredible to watch, and I think that's incredible experience to actually sit down with her and just try to get like what that was like for her to go through that experience. I think that would be amazing. And Justen.
Yeah, you stole mine for many of the same reasons. It's an interesting question though, because it's hard. The question, are we thinking of the characters in The Chosen, or are we thinking of what our perception of them was before all you beautiful people embodied them? And I think for me, like the embodiment of the character from The Chosen, I'll say who I wouldn't want to hang out with in real life. It would be Quintus, because I just have an aversion to these strong alpha male dominant people. So I
you want to play Quintus,
want to hang out with all. No, I'd love to play Quintus, yeah, for sure. But he's not somebody that I'd want to hang out with in real life. I think we'd clash a little bit.
Quintus, of course, it's got to be Quintus, right? Who wouldn't want to play Quintus?
Okay, so Darren,
yes, I am up. This is a question from fan Krista Tidmore. She asks, which was most impactful, the filming and acting out of the scenes, or getting to go back and watch the finished product as a whole? And I've got to ask Justen on that one. So that goes to Justen.
A pity first ask. That's appreciated. Being on set, there were times where emotions just really overtook me for a number of reasons. Just connecting with these other wonderful people as humans, but also some of the scenes that we captured. I mean, I just remember weeping the first week of filming. It was the kids at the campsite with Jesus, and I'm just watching Jonathan's portrayal, and I'm like, that's what I picture Jesus being, and it was just overwhelming for me. And I remember just being so verklempt in that moment. And I don't feel it the same way in watching the finished product as I did being live there, but I still do feel it, even in the finished product. So for me, the simple answer is on set was just even more impactful than watching the finished product. So let's take it over to my Eastern cohort, Michigan State buddy, Giavani.
Thank you, my brother. Man, yeah, to echo that, I mean, as awesome as it is to watch the finished product and watch it all put together, I don't think it can be replaced by what we did and like just being there and experiencing it. And I think Nick, I remember you saying it very, very well. It was like, it wasn't as though we were only there just acting, going through it. It was like we were actually living in those times. I think those are the words that you used before.
It wasn't like we were recreating these Bible scenes. It was like, it's really weird to say this, but it was as if we were in those times where the Bible didn't even exist yet. And we were actually experiencing it the way they did.
And that's how I felt as well. And that was the magic that I felt like while we were shooting, and then offset as well, not just like with the cast, but with the crew. So that's something that I think all of us look forward to getting back to. And I'm going to pass it to Lara.
For me, the most impactful was definitely on set. I mean, it's beautiful to watch the finished product, and you see, while you're watching it, all these things are going through the back of my head. Like, wow, I remember that scene, or I remember filming it and everything. But I think being on set was most impactful. It was overwhelming at times. I mean, for me, my scenes were all very, very heavy and painful as well. So I learned a lot about myself, and it was just wonderful to work with Shakoour too. I learned a lot from him. So I grew as an actor, and I grew within myself too. So definitely being on set too, and then just being around everybody off set. I mean, on set, but like when I wasn't filming, just talking to everybody and getting to know them and just seeing where they're from and their families, and just connecting with our crew members too. Oh, and George, you're up.
Yeah, I think emotionally and spiritually, there's no question that you feel it on set. I would say more so despite my my famous memeful look in the Miracle of the Fish, the slightly cross-eyed sort of look here. It's because I'm trying to focus on one thing that's too far. Anyway, it's harder in those instances, despite portraying those emotions on screen. It's harder when you're, it's very cold. Nick will attest to this. When it's cold and you're running through water over and over again, it was easier to feel that absolute awe, especially when we filmed the scene with the paralytic. I think we were all staring at each other. It was weird. I didn't know if it was actors or as characters or what. We were just all in the same moment. However, I would say that is spiritual and emotional. I kind of expect that. What was more impactful for me, I would switch over to the professional level, and this is a testament to how incredible this show is. Watching it for the first time, I don't watch stuff that I'm in. I'm not a big fan of myself, so I don't usually watch stuff. And I was just trying to show people a scene from the show, and I usually don't watch anything that I'm in. I just watched the scene of the paralytic, trying to show family members. And then we ended up finishing the episode. And then I'm like, well, what happened before that? I'll go before that. And then I'm like, what happened before this? Watch the whole thing and, #binge Jesus for the entire evening. And that was really impactful for me because I was just so, not that I shouldn't have expected it, but it was just, the show looks incredible. And all of you get to experience that, all the fans and, even everyone involved. So that really did impact me a lot. I felt it spiritually and emotionally on set. I got used to that because that was happening a lot. But tell you what, watching the show for the first time, I was so impressed, and it was great. So yeah. And
Nick?
Is there any pass to Steve?
I don't think Nick's answered that yet. Have you, Nick?
Oh no, Nick. Sorry, mate. Have you?
You want me to?
Nick.
No, yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's funny because there's a really brilliant actor from Russia. His name is Michael Chekhov, and I've read some of his books. And he talks a lot about if a scene or a film is void of an atmosphere, then no matter how great the acting is, it's going to come across flat to everybody. And so a little bit of what George was saying, what Giavani was saying, that we when we were on set, it just felt like there was this overwhelmingly loving presence that was always blanketing us, no matter what scenes we were shooting. I mean, this is what I was feeling. And so relating that to the end result, watching it back, it's as if this positive, loving energy spirit that came in, that I believe really enveloped us, it used us and made us better than what we actually were. Not that any of us aren't qualified actors, but it took us to a realm, for me anyway, it took me to a realm that I've never been in when I'm, maybe one other project did, but this was very powerful. And so we were constantly all under this really nurturing, loving atmosphere. And so we felt safe, I think, for myself to play around, to explore, to do some crazy stuff in between takes. And it also helped that the production crew and Dallas and everybody behind it were so they were loving and tolerating of those hijinks that we were getting into in between takes. And so this project for me has literally not only changed the trajectory of my acting career, but of my entire, it changed the trajectory of my entire life. And so, I didn't plan on getting emotional, damn it. But it's been amazing. So on set, off set, watching it back, it's incredible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's beautiful answers. Okay, so Steve.
Yes, this next question comes from Barb Malberg. She says, what's something you miss from the last 3 months of stay at home? And question 2, can you all be my best friends? All right. So Lara, what is something you're going to miss from the 3 months that you've had to stay at home if the pandemic opens up?
Something I'm going to miss, really just being at home. I really do love being home, a homebody. And I'm going to miss all of the time that I'm spending with my family that I normally, don't get to. I'm looking forward to just spending a little bit more time with my mom and everything. So I got to spend more time with my siblings, and it's just been really nice. So that's what I'm going to miss the most, is just the extra time at home and family.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Nick.
All right, me too. You know what? It's funny. I'm at a point now where I don't miss things anymore, and I don't miss events. I like to put them in a little cluster of time that I'm currently appreciating presently. Like I'm actually loving this. I'm very, very happy with all of this. I've just been discovering things about myself and my creativity, and so I'm appreciating it for what it is right now. And then once I move past it, I'll go ahead and I'll appreciate that next moment for what that is. And so I'm cataloging all these events in life now. And I'm appreciating from what they are. And I try not to put myself in a position where I'm missing things anymore. Well, I'm supposed to pass it to somebody.
It's okay. It's okay.
Giavani.
Thank you, brother. I love that. I love that mindset, though, man. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that's something I gotta work on in terms of because I already feel I went back to Michigan to be with my parents while this whole thing, and I'm very grateful for it, because this is, like you said, Laura, we don't get this time very often, and I'm usually in California, so I usually get to see my parents a couple times a year, so I'm taking this time to really appreciate and spend time with them and my pets and connect with my family more. But I already feel myself starting to miss them, and it's not even time to go back yet. So I'm trying to center myself, and meditation's been helping with that, but just to really be thankful for the time I have with them. Because they're my everything. So it's been a blessing just to be with them, but I will miss them when this is over.
Yeah. And that's something that a lot of people have missed with this whole quarantine thing. They're like, oh no, I can't go anywhere. I can't, go to the events and everything, but they really miss, they really find something very important in that time and staying home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I live in
sorry to interrupt.
Thank you.
And it's even under the best of circumstances, it's not safe to leave the house. So really, the quarantine for the past few months is not real.
Giavani said, it's not time to go see your parents yet. Go anyway, man. As a parent, they would love to see you again.
Oh, I'm with them. I'm with them. I haven't left to go back to California yet. I'm still with my. Yeah. Oh, I'd be on a plane right away.
That is so cool.
If I was still out there. Justen, go for it, brother.
It's interesting. Things haven't changed tremendously for us. My wife happens to have a job where she's flexible enough to work at home often, and I do most of my work at home too, unless we're traveling for an event or we're on set or something. So I honestly don't have. I could mumble my way through some kind of a coherent response here, but I really don't have anything. So you can edit all of what I'm saying right now, and to make sure, maybe I should pick my nose or something just to make sure that you cut this part out, Noah, because this is unusable.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, pick your nose.
Well, be careful, because if you pick your nose, I'll put it in the outtakes.
No, I mean, I maybe misinterpreted the question, but Steve, I thought you were asking I thought the fan was asking, what do we miss most from being quarantined? And for me, it's just physical contact or human interaction with people. So if I can change this question too, like I did the last one, I am just so excited to get to the point where we can communicate physically again. I love to just hug people and bond in that way. So to be face to face with my brothers and sisters out there is what I'm longing for big time.
Nice.
So,
You're up, thank you,
George.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel it a lot being in Australia now. I mean, it's coming out of quarantine may not mean directly going back to the US yet, but the assumption is when things do start to return back to normal, I'll be on a plane heading back over so that I can, start getting back to work. But I've got family, friends, everybody over here. But specifically the quarantine time, I've been lucky enough to be here with my partner, Christy. We can't be together when I'm over in the States until we get some visa stuff sorted. But we've been doing a lot of home projects. We've made bread, pizza dough, made homemade wood fire pizzas, and we brewed our own beer as well. And we've gone and visited the central coast of Australia and hung out with some kangaroos. So all those things I don't usually do. So those are all the results of this quarantine period, although Australia is a little bit less intense than other countries. So we've been very lucky. But the physical quarantine time has meant that we go do this stuff. So there's been, albeit the negatives are are far outweighing the positives. These positives are we get to spend time with family and for some reason do stuff we forgot about before. And yes, I would like to be that person's friend.
Oh, yes. We all forgot that.
Absolutely.
We will all be your best friend.
Absolutely.
All of us.
But
yeah,
George, forgive me, George. I'm not a person that travels abroad much, but down in Australia, is it true that the pizza crust is actually on top? Everything is inverted because of.
Yes, there is, and people say this whole thing about pineapples and whatnot. We don't put slices of pineapples on pizzas. We just shove a whole pineapple in the middle of the pizza.
Okay, great. As long as it's on there.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And then you cook it in the kangaroo pouch, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I thought so.
Okay, this question is from Catherine Menning. What are each of you most looking forward to in season 2?
Who begins?
I'm gonna jump in.
How about George?
That first episode features James and John heavily. So I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to episode 1, scene 1, line 1. I'm not sure where those lines come actually. I listened to Alice's live. But Kian and I are going to have a lot of fun there. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Justen, can I get a confirmation on the episode name? Is it just called Thunder?
Yeah, I believe.
Oh yeah. I think season 2 is actually called Thunder. Season of Thunder.
Season of Thunder. Well, I think episode 1. I think I saw episode 1 was called Thunder or something like that. So
yeah, it was Thunder.
Actually, yeah. That is actually factually correct.
Yeah, if I'm looking forward to anything, and there's even a scene there where I heard Dallas talking where Jesus hands like a rag or something over to John, and he puts it over his mouth and screams into it. So let's see how that works. Let's see John get a little fiery. But looking forward to that for sure. And I'm going to ask what Giavani thinks.
That does sound awesome. It's hard. It's really hard because we don't know exactly everything that's coming up just yet. But what I'm looking forward to is just building the connections, not only like off screen but on screen with all like the disciples. I think that's going to be really cool to see just how our characters like continue to interact and continue to grow. And because we're close offset, I feel like that translates on screen a lot better as well. So I'm excited to see what kind of trouble we get into.
Trouble.
Start singing, everybody.
Trouble. Yeah, that was actually Dan Hazeltine who sang that, and then I think Matt and Justin, you'd know this story. Okay, I know this is not a fan question, but this is a question from Noah Bennett, and I'm a fan, so. Was there background vocals for the song Trouble? You know, and with you and Matt and Dallas, you know, did the background vocals for Trouble, and Dan sang the lead chorus.
That is correct. Yep. Dan and Matt actually wrote that song in a few hours, and they laid the tracks down. We were out in Burbank, and then the four of us did the oohs in the background.
Is it just looping, or how's he like? Because we had a break. There was a break in it the first time, right?
There was, and we plowed through the break.
You're the only one with the headphones. So you gotta...
I think they had my mic really, really low, but it's there. You feel it.
Just thank goodness for auto-tune. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, Tim got to do that groovy interview.
I still haven't gotten over it.
No, they're good dudes. Man, are they good dudes.
They are great guys. They're great guys.
Okay, so where were we? Who was answering the question?
To pass it along.
Oh, I had to pass it on. Okay. I always forget that part. Justin.
All right. What am I looking forward to most? Two things: just seeing everybody again, being together. This is a good group of people, and I can honestly say to you, fellow cast members that I know well enough that I love you and that you're important to me. And then.
Oh no.
Oh no. We lost you.
It cut off where we said. It cut off where you said that.
The second part. I have an emotional filter on my computer. When I start to get too emotional, it just shuts itself off. So the second thing that I'm looking forward to actually is just giving the fans something again. I mean, they've been so supportive all this time, and they're so excited to see what we have next. So even though the next season is still a ways off, no matter when we get to shoot, we've got post-production and everything. I mean, that new episode is months and months and months away. Well, better not say months and months and months away, but it's months away. But we could potentially get on set at some point soon and then start doing some live streams and just giving them tastes. And so I'm really excited to just get the fans going again. All right.
Yeah.
I think Nick has not answered this one yet.
Yeah. For me, I'm actually for somebody that was coming on board to play this guy named Zabidi for one episode. I mean, I'm looking forward to everything. Every other day is a surprise for me with this project. It has been since day one. I wasn't originally supposed to go this far into it with the rest of the other leads of the cast, and through God's grace, I've been pushed along with this project. So I'm just I'm thankful for everything that's happened with it, and anything else that's a surprise, I'm just looking forward to. So nothing in specific, but where we're gonna shoot, where we're gonna be, and what else is Zebedee gonna be up to, and it's been amazing.
I feel like there should be a spin-off series It's sort of like, like Frasier went from Cheers to have his own show. We should just have Zeb. And the office service.
Well, and
Zebedee.
We should also qualify. Just explain. There's a little story. Nick, can you share at least just a hint of the story of why you call yourself Zebedee?
Oh yeah, I
love it.
I did this in the other Against the Tide media interview, but my manager was the one that called me, and I'd originally read for Shmuel, and so she said, "Oh, honey, they want to have you do another self-tape." And I said, "Oh, for what?" And she said, "I think it's, she's on the phone, she's ruffling through the emails, and nobody knows who Zebedee is unless you're reading the Bible. I mean, I'm Christian, and I don't even really read the Bible." So I was like, "Who is it?" And she's like, "I think it's just Zebedee, honey. It's just Zebedee. Don't question what I'm saying. Just move past it. I'm going to send you the sides. Don't even ask me how to say his name." And so while I was reading the sides, because I like to read the other characters' lines, and I like to pretend that I'm the other characters too, and that kind of infuses me with the back and forth. And every time I read it as Simon, I kept saying, "Yeah, what about this Zebedee? Yeah, what an odd name, Zebedee. Who's Zebedee?"
Love it.
I like my Zebedee baked with meatballs.
By the way,
there's kind of a
Nancy saw the other interview that I did her imitation of, and she called me, said, "It's so sweet that you're thinking of me."
Oh.
Don't worry, she'll sue you later.
Okay, yeah, I have kind of a funny story behind that. When that interview came out, I was just, scrolling through social media, Facebook, and I think it was Sherry Bowman, when she was doing that thing with the autographs in LA.
Yeah,
she said, "When I met Nick Shakoour, who plays Zebedee, I didn't know whether to ask for his autograph or call him Zebedee." And I was like, okay, I guess people are watching the interview unless he said it somewhere else.
It's really bad. I'm contaminating everybody. It's very bad.
Yeah, that was a great interview. Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
You did a great job. Or Darren did a great job interviewing.
Yeah, you did, Darren.
Thanks, Noah.
Okay, so Nick, who do you want to tag? Or has everybody? Lara, have you?
Yeah, I'm gonna tag Lara.
I mean, what I'm looking forward to for season 2. I think just getting back and, like what Justen said, giving fans a little taste, and also to see, because I mean, we don't know, if even Eden is going to be back. I don't know for sure. So if Eden does come back, I think I'd be really looking forward to maybe like hosting a big dinner or something, and having like all of the disciples coming over, so that I can actually just be on set with everyone and actually meet everybody face to face, and all interact together on set, on camera. That would be really cool. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about hosting a big dinner on set as Eden, or at your house?
Oh, at Eden's house, so that I can just be with everybody on film. Yeah.
Well, good. And
everybody will be
fresh.
Food at this dinner, and the disciples can eat whatever they want, even between. So.
Perfect.
I like it.
I hear Eden has a pretty good garden, right?
Yes. She has many things growing in the garden, many fruits and vegetables.
In the Garden of Eden, right?
Close. Very close.
Justen.
If you're my age, you get that joke. If you're not,
I worked at a radio station. My dad owned a radio station when I was growing up, and that was. Can I say this live? I mean, that was the poop song. When you're working at a radio station and you're a DJ, you need a long song when you gotta be away from. And this was back when we were spinning records. So Inagata Vita, like a 15-minute song, you've got all the time in the world. So
Yes, and what Justen just politely said is that I'm old enough to be his father. So thank you.
No, I was doing it. I said I was doing it too, Tim.
No, you mentioned your father there, but no, in Baltimore, Close to the Edge was the bathroom song because that went on for 17 minutes. So
Okay, so Tim, the next question's yours.
yes, this is from a fan named James Ajadua. How has your relationship with the characters grown as you play them? What similarities do you have? I'm going to throw a curveball here, and I'm going to throw this question to Steve Shermett, because you are in real life a pastor and a rabbi, and you play a Pharisee. So please tell us what, if anything, you have in common with the character you play.
Oh, you're so mean.
No, I listen, I thought it would be interesting. You would bring, something.
Well, I'm somewhat of an expert on the scriptures, as is my character. There was a point in my life where I had to make a decision whether or not I believed in Jesus and wanted to follow him. So those two things would be the main thing. And also, knowing Jewish traditions and following Jewish traditions all my life, it's kind of interesting to be able to watch them come out and watch people get upset about how close you're going to be to following them and not following them. And I really like the juxtaposition of like Shmuel and Nicodemus, where one's the kind of friendly person who takes his faith with his heart and the other takes it with his head. One does it through love, one does it through judgment. And my character right now, it's developing. I don't know where he's going to end up, but I know where I am. And I'll go for the love over judgment any day. Passing it to Nick.
Okay.
You know what? It's interesting because the first time Zebedee shows up in episode 4, he's really, the way he was written too, because the writing is so good, he was very take charge, and you could just tell right away, or I could tell when I read his relationship to his sons. They always seemed to be a disappointment to him in episode 4. He was always kind of having to put them in their place, it felt like to me. So that's how I chose to play him. And even with Simon and Andrew, it just felt like everybody was a waste of Zebedee's time in episode 4, and this was pre-Jesus.
Thanks, friend. No, don't thank him.
And so once, he sent his sons off to follow Jesus, he brightened up more, he opened up more in that scene. And so that really informed me for episode 6 that Zebedee has relinquished this burden that he has to be this like hardcore role model for his sons. And now he's just like a Jesus fangirl. So I kind of morphed him into this kind of goofier, lunatic-y kind of, like George says, Frasier kind of maybe character. Although I don't watch Seinfeld, but he became this very like, oh my God, Jesus is here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like he became this, like a cheerleader of Jesus almost by episode 6. And I guess, there's a little bit of that in me. Like, although I don't show it much, I can get pretty serious pretty fast. All it takes is the right kind of crossing to happen, and then there you go. And then just with any human being, I could also be, goofy, obviously, and very loving and very open. But at the same time, I can also stand my ground and let the person know in front of me, hey, this line has been crossed, and I don't appreciate it, and now you're going to have to see this side of me. And so, I don't know, I think that's why I like Zebedee. It's like, whether he's acting very grumpy or grouchy, or he's very straightforward with people, no matter what emotional state he's in, he's always coming from a place of love. There's nothing but love from Zebedee. So, I don't know. I think playing him strengthen my more go-getter side, and it kind of balanced out. And I love to joke around. I love to poke fun at things. Some people might take that the wrong way. But at the end of the day, I'm having fun with life. And so just like with Zebedee, if you can't have fun with life and you're going to be walking around on eggshells, then that is not a life worth living. And so that's what I kind of learned incorporating myself with Zebedee, letting a little bit of myself drip into him and then kind of mixing those ingredients, and out pops this, this kind of crazy guy. So.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Nick. The change. Yeah, it's funny because the first time I saw Zebedee in episode 4, the very first time I watched it, I was thinking, boy, this guy's an old grouch. Little did I know.
I remember seeing before anything started, while casting was going on, I saw the breakdown for Zebedee, and I had to consider whether I'd go out for that role. And I was like, nah, this is not me. I can't be that grouchy old fisherman guy. Nick, you nailed it, man.
It's so true though. Like there is, I sort of always noticed it, but never actually realized, Nick, there's a grouchiness to Zebedee, and it's that moment that Dallas pulled you aside and thanked you for. And it's the moment that we always talk about that you had no idea even happened. We had a really big laugh about it, Nick, where there was the glint, the shimmer in your eye as you see your sons get taken away and go on this journey. That's kind of like, in the subplot of Zebedee, that's a huge turning point, and kudos to the actor for bringing that through. But it's also a reflection of, I think we always talk about this, Nick, in terms of, I don't know, fate and whatnot, signs from another area. But I mean, you play Tenderheart and Grumpy. Are they all Grouchy or whatever the two Care Bears? So
Grumpy. Come on, man. Grumpy. Don't do that.
Grumpy. Grumpy. So Grumpy and Tenderheart. So it's. I mean, you were born to have these two axes. And Zebedee's perfect for you, man.
Well, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Okay, so who do you want to tag, Nick?
I want to tag George back.
Okay.
I'll catch it.
Yes.
Thanks, Dad. I mean, I've mentioned this a lot. It's funny how much. I mean, me and John do share a lot of similarities, and maybe that's self-imposed. Maybe that's just how I see it. But a lot of it is from reading and doing research. Like you do get some sort of biblical historiography that does delve into the characters based on what they say and what the actual people did in the Bible, and it's always the same with John. I mean, he's very thoughtful, but he's very impulsive, and then becomes the quote unquote one that Jesus loved. So he's the last one there when Jesus is on the cross. He's he gets very, very close, and then after that becomes, almost meditative he's like very Zen. So I guess the way to describe John is someone that's really impulsive to start and then gets calmed down by Jesus. And that's very similar to me, because I mean, I come onto this show, as someone, who wasn't as invested, in what the Bible was saying and maybe Jesus's words as much. And then, as a performer, as a person, you get calmed down, because I say it all the time. There's the speech that Jesus says in the episode with the paralytic, and we're at Zebedee's house, or we're at our house. I'm just listening to Jesus as a person as well as a character. So my relationship with John will continue to grow. Obviously, episode 1 of season 2, it's going to reach its apex of why this guy is known as a son of thunder. And then from there, I mean, we saw it again in that episode 4, where is it 7 with the paralytic, where John brings
6.
Simon. 8, is it?
6. I believe it's 6.
Sorry, 6. He
Am
takes
I right,
Simon
Justen?
aside and actually, he with a paralytic episode, he takes Simon aside and calms him down and tells him, you got this, just trust and have faith. And so, you know, these multifacets are the things that I think also I inhibit as a person, and I'm looking forward to exploring, again, like Nick's character, those axes. So it's funny, you come into it thinking, oh, it's just John, but it's just Zebedee, but it's crazy the amount of detail that you can get. And I'm grateful as actors that this is our art form and we get to do that. And for the viewers, I hope you get to see different aspects of these characters. It's great. This is the only show that has ever done this.
Thank you. But before you tag the next guest, George, I noticed that Steve, his video cut out.
He's been taken up, and we're all left behind.
And awfully still.
You're back.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, so George, you can go ahead and tag whoever.
So I'm going to pass the ball to Lara.
Okay.
Got it. So with my character Eden, there's not much written, about her in the Bible. So we knew that she existed, that Simon Peter had a wife, but, we don't really know a whole lot about her. So for me, I really, really had to just pray that I would, bring justice to Eden and to bring her to life. And that required just using a lot of myself. So she's a strong woman of faith, and she has just rambunctious brothers. And I mean, I have, awesome rambunctious brothers and siblings as well. So, I was able to bring a lot of my real life into Eden. And I think that the life, the changing, I think, moment that she had was when Jesus came to her in her home and, told her basically that he sees her. And that just meant so much for Eden and for myself too, because I feel like we all are, we all want that, that encounter personally, I think, with Jesus, or I think that for me, it was, it wasn't just Simon Peter was having all these amazing moments, and, he came to me and he told me about his encounter. And so for her to have her own was pretty amazing, and showing that she's just as important. And those were life-giving words that she needed. So that did something in me as well, in my heart. So yeah. Was there anyone else? I think Giavani, did you answer?
Giavani.
Not yet. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I'm passing you the ball.
Awesome. Catch. Got it.
We're going to have to start doing that in every Zoom.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Lara, I completely relate to you, though, because with Thaddeus, too, there's not really a ton on him. So what I had to do as well is, you take a lot from yourself. And that's really cool. We get to do as actors and artists to be able to do that. But also when you have such great writing, they kind of leave those. It's very clear. It's more clear for us to be able to see get a glimpse of their personality. And for me, you just really start to get to, learn a little bit about Thaddeus the second half of season 1. So I'm really excited to see where my journey goes with him. But, from what I got from him, that I can relate to, for me, is just being a heartfelt person and really trusting, despite not knowing what's coming next. I mean, he talks about at the wedding at Cana, we have a really nice scene with the disciples watching Jesus with the children. And I remember saying I talk about kind of where I came from, and he said he was going to build, this kingdom. And I believed him.
He asked me to follow him. He said he was building a kingdom, a fortress stronger than stone. I believed him.
So what I can relate to with that is just being even though I may not know the answers, I choose to trust that, something great is coming. And that's something I try to get better at doing every day. So trying to bring that to Thaddeus, I'm excited to keep building that on and just connecting more with the disciples, connecting more with the characters, for season 2.
What about Justen?
Well, I mean, to really dissect my connection with the Roman messenger and what I went through would probably take hours. So I think in the interest of time, it's probably best if everybody else on the call just mutes so they're not interrupting what I'm going to go through. But when I was 17 months old, I delivered some news. I think it's safe to go on to the next question.
Yeah. Okay, Darren, it's all yours.
I don't know what to do. No. Okay. Anyway, I think I have the best question. They're all good. They're all good. This is from Andrea Lynn Newell. She asked, have you watched the show with family or close friends? Were there any interesting or unexpected responses to the show or to your character in particular? And since I've never really talked to or interviewed her, I'm going to give this to Lara.
I remember watching. We watched the first 3 episodes when they all came out, and we binge watched it with me, my boyfriend, and my roommate at the time. And I remember after watching it, I looked over and my roommate was, just in tears, and I could feel just how it impacted him, and I didn't expect that to come, that reaction to come from him. And he just, broke down and cried and was saying how he feels that he needs to be closer to his faith and get closer to Jesus and get in his Bible because of what we were all able to put into this awesome show. And so that was really, really awesome to experience that. And then just getting really awesome, amazing messages from friends and family. And because I haven't done anything that really showcases what I can do. And I'm really grateful to The Chosen and just everybody in it. And I got a lot of awesome messages just saying how I'm finding it hard to answer it because they're really overwhelming. Just saying how amazing I did and how my character has really empowered other women, and how I get both men and women saying like, oh, your hashtag wife goals, and like it's a lot and it's overwhelming, but it's also amazing. So that is my answer. Nick, off to you.
Oh, that's right. There we go. It was really interesting because my own parents kept thinking that I was Kian. And I was like, Mom, no, I'm that character. That's not me. That's Kian. So my mom kept mistaking me for Kian. She thought I was him in all the scenes. Like, I'm the older one, Mom. What? That's not you. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of that with a lot of relatives and cousins, actually, that I sent the link to. And they're like, who are you? You're the... So it was, that's a props to the makeup and hair team. But yeah, just overall, it's been like what Lara was saying about just an overwhelming response from people saying that, experiencing joy and heightened emotions and happiness and all at once. And a lot of people commenting, just saying really nice things, whether it's social media or in person about, like, for example, your character did X, Y, and Z for me. And I'm like, well, I didn't think I did anything, but it's been overwhelming to hear all the feedback, not just playing your character, what that's doing to people, but how everybody's character is impacting people in a different way. And again, like I said earlier, it's like this spiritual energy that I call God has used all of us to the nth power. And look what's happened with the app. Look at how many people are watching it. And it's affecting everybody unlike any other show that's that I think that has ever been done. So to be a part of that is, I joke around a lot and I give Dallas and Justen as much crud as I can on set, but it's very, it's very humbling to even be a part of something like this. Like Lara was saying, words alone can't describe it. And sometimes I sit there and think about the impact that, my little part in it has had, and how the entire show has impacted everybody overall. And it's just mind-blowing. You can't even quantify it. That's been my experience with it. I will go ahead and toss it over to Giavani.
Yeah, man, I completely agree with everything you just said. It's really cool to see just how many lives around the world this is affecting. You get people, reaching out from, not just the US, but like, Brazil, the Philippines, Canada, I mean, like everywhere. And it's just really cool to see just, I know when we all got involved, we knew this was like something special, but just to see how many lives it's reached and how many people it's hitting in such an impactful way, positively, especially during times like this, that's beautiful to see. And it's really humbling to be part of that. And I'm really proud to be part of that with all you guys. And I remember watching it with my family, and just over a couple weeks ago, I watched it with family in North Carolina. And like you said, George, I don't usually watch stuff I'm in. I usually hate watching stuff. So this was the first time like sitting, I hate watching myself, but like sitting down with my family and just seeing them like connect to it. And one of the first things they said was how relatable it was, how relatable people were. And they didn't expect that coming from, something like this. And I think that's what we strive for as artists too, to be relatable and connect with people. And it's just really beautiful to see just how many people lives have changed for the positive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
George.
Yeah. I remember I went to my grandparents' house and they don't speak any English. They just speak Greek only. And I showed them the miracle of the fish scene, and it's, I don't want to do, it's going to be a really weird comparison, but when we were kids, my brother and I would watch Mr. Bean with my grandparents, and I'm going somewhere with this, but what happened was Mr. Bean's comedy transcended language. And it's probably the only thing to this day that I've been able to sit down and watch with my grandparents other than Greek television, Greek soap operas. But that's actually a really, really special bond that I have with them, and actually with my great-grandmother, who's now passed. But she didn't speak a word of English, not even hello. And she would crack up laughing at Mr. Bean. And one of the best experiences I have growing up was watching something that transcends language with my grandparents. And I haven't been able to do that until The Chosen. And so I showed them the miracle of the fish, and it transcends language. They didn't need to know what was going on. They didn't need to know what we were saying. They could understand it from how we were portraying it on screen. And one thing that was incredible was you might be able to tell who this is from the translation, but my grandmother, my yaya, she pointed at the screen of all the characters, everyone. She did notice one other character, but she goes, Magdalene, which is Magdalene is Mary Magdalene. So she pointed out Mary Magdalene, and she's just watching. I think that's Liz watching on the side in that scene. And it's just, that was huge. Like for me, that reaction was like, not only is this now reminding me of one of my most treasured childhood memories of watching stuff with my grandparents, but they recognize it, all the way from, whatever they were learning about in Greece. So that was probably, that was an awesome experience I had watching it with my grandparents. And I've had some really cool messages as well of people saying that they love John and whatnot. So I'm very thankful to all of those supporters as well. But yeah, I think can I toss over to Justen? Is that who I can I throw the ball to Justen?
Oh, you got it.
One-handed, but I had to unmute myself. I got to find my mute button. I have a unique perspective in that I get to see so many of the comments that come in on all our social media networks, and it just gets overwhelming at times seeing how many people are. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say that The Chosen has, in some cases, I think, saved people's lives. We've had people say that they were on the brink of suicide and then they saw The Chosen.
Oh. Wow.
And if this has the power to literally save somebody's life, then what better project to be involved with? So that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I'd rather be doing interviews for The Chosen than any other like A-list or Hollywood movie. And me and Darren were talking about that a lot the other day on the phone. Yeah, but
you guys do
that's enough
job.
out of me. Thank you. Okay, so everybody answered the question?
Yeah. I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Steve, you're next.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult question for everybody to answer. Does anyone, and this is from Tammy Hand, does anyone know yet who's returning for future season? Hope it's all of you. Well, Tammy, I think Jonathan will be back.
Probably, more than likely.
My money's
and
on
today's Jonathan's birthday, in case you didn't know. Yep.
Yes, it
Happy
is.
birthday, Jonathan.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday.
It's Christmas?
So I don't think any of us know. Have any of you heard from Dallas that you'll be back?
For me, I remember when George, Kean, and I were doing a live stream with Dallas in what was some hotel in Beverly Hills. When three of us went.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And I mean, he was talking about the Sons of Thunder, and then he made an announcement which was exciting that there's going to be even more of Zebedee in season 2, which will be.
Yes, I remember that now.
So I mean, I could speak for that. Obviously, James and John too. Yeah. So.
Well, it's interesting because I've literally read some lines. We've never seen anything from the show, but I just watched that live stream. But I'm just I'm a little bit worried, and I'm sure this will all be fine. But I'm just worried about how I'm going to get back. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be a bummer or anything like that. But like Australia's closed its borders till 2021, so I got to find a way to come over. So we got to chat about that. But
there's no travel out or no traveling in.
Oh, everything. So I hope the US opens everything so that I can come back. But I can't wait to come back, and I'll swim over. How about that?
Nick, you got a boat, right?
Yeah.
We'll meet you halfway.
They can go in your fishing boat.
I'll take a rest stop in New Zealand.
This is the first I heard that Australia was totally shut down. I had no idea. Wow.
I didn't know they were closed. I didn't know the border. Really?
Yeah, nothing. Only nationals can come in. No one else. It's pretty.
That's crazy.
The Disciple is going to be read in by Zoom.
It'd just be a laptop.
Wow.
It's just like every third scene, Jonathan will just say, "And where is John?"
You could green screen yourself in.
That's old footage of me. Just do that one look that I do.
Hey, you know what? Some of the big Hollywood movies do is they'll take one word from a person and turn it into a whole vocabulary, and they'll CGI their face. So you can just have another actor on set, and they'll just CGI your face onto that person. Yeah. Deep fake.
You know that meme, the picture for the meme, it could go really well with, you said you're screaming into like a towel or something like that Jesus gives you. That would be great, because then you could just do a voiceover of you screaming, and then we'll post that picture on.
That's just my answer to everything. It's just like, do you understand, John?
You can leave Australia for a job?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna pass the ball. I stole it off you, Nick. So I'm gonna give the ball back to you, and you can pass it to whoever you want.
Did you steal it from me?
I did.
I thought I threw it to you. Okay, fine. I'm gonna throw it. Who hasn't gone yet? I forgot.
It's not the kind of question that, unless you know you're coming back,
yeah. Oh yeah. Giavani.
Lara? Oh, Giavani.
I'd assume Thaddeus would be back unless Dallas decides to cut me out, but I hope that's not the case. So I would assume so. I'd assume. And Lara.
Got it. I would hope Ian comes back. I don't know. We'll see. I think. Justin? Can you answer that?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean, I know far less than anybody would imagine.
Well, Steve said, let's wrap this up.
My secret chat to you. Thanks, Noah.
Well, if you'll pass the ball to me, Justin, I'll pass it on to Steve and ask him if the Pharisee is coming back.
So where are you in relation to me and your screen? Because I want to pass it in the correct direction.
Oh, I'm 2 squares above you. What?
Oh, of course you are.
Right.
There you go.
Got it. Okay, now Steve is down there, so I'm going to pass it to him.
Oh.
Good
That was
catch.
really
Nice
good.
catch.
Good catch.
No idea if I'm coming back. Would love to see my character developed. You know, everybody's traveling away from Capernaum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Capernaum rabbi. So unless there's flashbacks where Shmuel pulls together a contingency to spy on the disciples, my prospects aren't great.
We hope you're back, man.
Thanks, Giavani. Would love to work with some of you guys. I haven't worked with any of you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of last words, a last-minute question from me for all of you, host included. What one emoji would you use the most if you could use any? Lara?
I'll go with the one I use the most. That's the question, right?
Yes.
Which emoji we use the most? The smiling poop emoji. Because it's just so relevant.
I knew it was
for
that
everything.
because I heard that in your 53 questions with Raina.
It was? Oh, it was.
Which you fans have not yet seen.
I use the happy poop emoji a lot. It's really funny.
So
yes. So yeah, okay. That is my go-to emoji for lots of emotions too. Just that's happy poop.
Okay, who do you want to pass the ball to?
I will pass it to Justin.
I use the wink all the time because rarely am I saying something overly serious, and I want people to know that I'm just being sarcastic. And until they invent
I use a lot
sarcasm
too.
font, yeah, it's the winky face for me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let me pass it to who haven't I passed it to? Oh, I've been waiting to do this. I'm gonna pass it to Nick and say, go.
I already know what it is for Nick.
There's several. But the ones I've been using the most lately are the guy that slaps his hand in his face. Oh gosh. And the laughing one with the tears coming out of the eyes. Those two I've been using a lot.
Don't forget the bat emoji.
Sometimes the bat, because bats are fun.
I don't know how many of you know that joke, but me and Nick understand.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do.
Anything of what you're saying right now. Are you talking about the Count Chocula cereal with the bat marshmallows? That's what I was talking about. Okay.
Ooh.
Count Chocula.
That's a great cereal.
Those are good.
Great cereal. Make chocolate milk out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
That's
stuff.
why I like Cocoa Puffs.
Yes.
You guys have so many cereals. I went to the cereal aisle in a Ralph's. We have like 3 here.
Oh man.
Cocoa
Cocoa Pebbles.
Sorry.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When ice cream just won't do, you got to go with Cocoa Pebbles.
That was one of my favorites growing up.
Steve, it would be healthier for you to just eat a bag of sugar. Okay.
One moment, please.
You're not gonna live long eating like that. Let me tell you.
It's a special treat. It's granola usually.
That's your story, and you're sticking.
And I'm sticking to it. No, it's when I just don't want to have the ice cream with the M&Ms and the chocolate syrup and the marshmallow fluff and the peanut butter cups and the Twix. Then I go with this chocolate pebbles.
Chocolate Pebbles.
Lara's like, yes, I want some.
Last resort.
All brand. I have not tried that.
It's terrible.
Okay.
It's terrible.
All brand. That leads to Inagata de Vita playing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just put that down here. So who is going? Okay, Nick, who do you want to pass the ball to about emoji that you use the most?
I'm going to pass it on to Timothy right here.
You folks, on the advice council, I respectfully decline to answer that question on the grounds that, I'm sorry, I'm going to use that as another answer for another question. The heart is the one I probably use the most, because sometimes when people send me something that I think is complimentary, I usually use the heart. But I have to qualify that by saying that if they don't use rude and disgusting language, I assume that they're saying something nice. So the heart. So
okay.
Darren,
you can never go wrong with the heart.
Yeah, well, there's a lot that can go wrong with your heart. But, Darren, all yours.
As long as it's a tender heart, right? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Just
social media is evil. I'm just kidding. I would say probably the thumbs up. That's what I use for almost everything.
Yeah, I know.
Love,
you use 3 thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, and you use 3 of them at one time.
Are we all done? We're done.
Foul ball. Who'd you throw it to?
Who'd you throw it to?
Who needs it?
Okay, throw it to me and I'll throw it to somebody.
Okay. Woo.
Okay, the emoji I'll use the most. I'm going to go with Justen on that one. I use the wink emoji a lot.
I've never used it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, when I'm saying something jokingly, I'll usually do that wink emoji. So I'm going to throw this to Giavani.
Nice throw.
Nice,
Oh, thanks, bud. The one I use the most is with the 2 hands that go like this. Because I feel like using like the exclamation point is a little lazy on my part. So I'm like, I want to amplify that to the 2 hands. And I really like it. It gives me joy when I'm able to send that. So that's the one I use most.
Okay. So who do you
I don't think I've ever gotten
to?
that one from you. Feeling a little.
Hold on one second. I'll text you right now.
Go grab your phone right now.
It's right
Go
here.
grab your phone.
Let's see.
Okay, so
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Hurry up.
You think I'm kidding? I'm really gonna send it to you.
Hey, Justen, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
I don't know. He didn't send me hands. He sent me a virus, apparently. Oh, there
I sent you a lot of them just to make up for lost.
Oh yeah, I see
It's like
it.
a whole line.
Okay, so Giavani, who do you want to pass that ball on to?
I'm gonna pass it to who hasn't gone yet. Who hasn't gone yet?
George and Steve.
Steve, I'm passing to you, bro.
I was gonna look it up, see if I can get
Justin,
it. There we go. It's not working, is it? There it is.
Oh, there it is.
The crying.
Yeah, the laughing with the tears.
Nice.
Laughing so hard you cry.
Exactly. By far my favorite.
Steve, I like that you Googled it.
I wanted a big picture.
We should have all done that.
That's funny.
Mike.
So great.
Google knows all. Dear Google, what is my favorite emoji?
Did you hear that?
That's a question from Alexa.
Who hasn't answered it yet? Who am I checking the ball to?
George.
George.
George, you ready?
All the way in Australia. It took a while.
I'm surprised they let it
It took a
in.
while.
Okay.
Actually, because of the wonders of technology these days, there's a lot of you can use memes also as emojis. Like you can respond, but I use the same meme as emoji. My favorite one is the smirk one. You guys have that one? It's just like
yeah, it's the
smirk. Yeah.
It's kind of like that one, and I just do it. I do it when it's like when I say something cheeky, or when I ask for a favor. But I do it for everything. Like I message someone too early in the morning. I don't even ask them a question. I just put the smirk emoji, and it's just I love it. It's the best. I would highly recommend the smirk.
Yeah. Okay, so before we close out, I told you that instead of last words, we're going to do this emoji thing, but whoever wants to have last words, they can. I mean, not like last words, but just for this Zoom room.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks for watching. I was going to say thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
And thank you to the fans, too. We have the best fans in the world, so thank you to all of you.
We love you guys. We love you.
Love you. Okay, so thank you for watching.
Praise.
Okay. Thank you for watching and supporting The Chosen Against the Tide Media. And we're out.
Trouble. Trouble. Trouble.
Hey, it's Dallas. I'm the creator of The Chosen, and yes, Season 1 of The Chosen is complete. All 8 episodes, they're available right now. You can look up The Chosen in the App Store or Google Play, and we're easy to find. You can download it and be watching within minutes. And in fact, it's unprecedented technology. You can connect to almost any device you have directly, and you don't even need a subscription. So I hope you'll check out Season 1 of The Chosen right now.
Hey.
Nice to see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you on mute? Hi, Lara.
Hello.
Hi. Noah, you can't hear? Hey, Justin.
Hey, I'm connected to the audio, so if you can hear me, I still can't hear you, though.
I can hear you, Noah, loud and clear. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can hear.
Excellent.
Hey,
wait.
Who all can hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay. This is strange.
Sending Noah a chat. Noah, is your computer
It
muted?
says my computer's muted.
That's a question mark.
Can you guys hear me?
I don't know what's up with that.
I hear you, Lara.
Oh, okay.
So good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm going to try.
This was fun.
Noah, is your computer muted? Hit the audio button on your computer to see if it's muted. It says the audio's on. Maybe I should try leaving the meeting and then coming back in.
If you do, we're going away too.
It says I can mute my audio, but...
So now we can't hear you, Noah.
Okay, Noah, you muted Zoom.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Whoa, this is cool.
Giavani.
This is strange. I've never had this happen before.
Laura, good to meet you through
Good
Zoom.
to meet you. This is
Right?
the
Yeah, I know
first time,
everybody's telling me they can't hear me.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Noah.
Lara and Giavani have never been on set together?
I can't hear you guys
I've
either.
never met him.
No, I think you guys
on my end.
I think you guys went out to dinner
But
one
I'll
night.
tell
I
you
could
what,
not
I'm going
attend
to
that night.
try.
So hopefully when we all get
It
together,
says my audio's
hopefully when we all
all the
get
way
together
out,
next time.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is this the Roswell?
Definitely. You can hear.
What was that?
The Roswell group.
Oh, hey.
Hey, please tell me you can hear me.
Yes.
Timothy has arrived.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Giavani. How you doing, bro?
Hello. Good, man. How you doing? Good to see you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Well, do you really need to?
Boy, this is weird.
What's wrong, Noah?
You know, I know you're a whiz at this, but did you when you went in, did you hit audio? You have to actually answer with audio. You have to tell it to do it. He can't hear me. Why am I doing this?
Oh, I don't understand this.
Noah, can you hear any of us? No.
I'm gonna figure this out and get back with you.
Okay.
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 Do you want me to host it?
I can hear you.
You can hear us?
I haven't said anything.
I heard something in the background.
I haven't said anything.
Noah, can you hear us now?
I heard your background like a bump or something. Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I'm having to use my headphones now. Hey, Nick.
Someone can hear me now.
Why am I the only one wearing the Against the Tide Media shirt? Noah, I was going to wear a necktie, and I still have time to change, right?
Okay. Let's see. Let me get the rest of the guys invited.
So you guys can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Is that your self-taped backdrop?
Yeah. It's soon to be my former self-tape backdrop. But yeah, I've been using it for a long time.
Nice, dude.
It's too noisy in the house.
Okay, let me get the rest of the guys invited.
My Facebook friends, you would see the groovy interview I did with in Windsor Castle. I had a green screen and it looked like I was in Of course, it was ridiculous and nobody bought it, but it was a joke.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. I bet people got a kick out of it.
Yeah, they did. It was, in fact, at one point during the interview, I put the picture of Windsor Castle in upside down, just to let people know that it was fake. So.
Nice. Let me give it a shot.
Exactly. So I may be appearing on the moon in the next week, so you guys may want to.
We'll have to check it out.
Got 2 more people waiting to come in the Zoom room.
I bet one of them's the wrong number.
Random person.
Got Darren and Justen.
Oh,
There they are. There they are.
Hello.
Justen.
Hello, good people.
That's nice.
Zabidi!
What's up, man?
Yes. Okay, so
now you see, Justin's using a green screen that looks like he's sitting outside, but he's really not.
I thought for a minute it was a green screen. I was like, wait a second. Oh, that's just cruel, Justin. It's cruel.
It's a heck of a green screen, right?
Yeah, how'd you get up there? How do you connect to?
Nice, George. Playing a bit of football, are you?
I've been playing football for nearly a week now since my team won the Premier League. So, yeah.
Nice.
Do.
I got to get up in my chair here so I can sport the.
So is Noah working it? We got
there we
Matthew?
go.
Yep, I can hear you.
Yay!
Okay, so we're almost ready to go. We just need
Lara that we're missing.
Lara.
We don't have Lara. Who else we missing?
And Noah, before she jumps back on, I'll just remind everybody it's Lara. Like it's almost, it's not an R sound, not Lara, but Lara.
Oh,
Lori, gotcha.
But now I know. Thank you, Lara.
Lori, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
very
Lara.
Well, or time. No, that was Darren.
Lara.
Lolita.
Okay. So.
It's spelled throat warbler mangrove, but it's pronounced luxury yacht. Any Monty Python fans?
I didn't catch the Monty Python reference, but I liked it anyway.
I watched it for the first time a few months ago. I can't believe I waited that long to watch it.
I can't believe you waited that long to watch it either.
I know. It was so good.
When I hear people tell me they've never seen a Marx Brothers movie, it's like what were you living in Siberia? Rabbi Shermett, I forgot to say hello. Hello already.
Timothy, nice to see you.
It's nice to be seen at my age. Hey.
Nick, what a pleasure to meet you, man.
Hey, good to meet you too, man.
Uh-oh, I can't hear Nick.
Uh-oh.
I hear you, Nick, but it's almost like it's in an echo chamber.
Really?
I can hear you fine.
Me too.
Well, every time you speak, Nick, just go like this, right next to your speaker. I'll hear you fine.
Darren, put the lights on, man. We can't even see you.
That was intentional.
Oh, I mean, seriously, I have people doing work outside here, and it is so loud that I've shut that all quarantine. I'm quarantining. And then if I turn on, watch my glasses.
That's great. That looks great.
Oh, Lara Silva's coming in.
All right.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay.
Here she is.
Hey, we're full-blown Brady Bunch now.
Yeah. Do. We're the chosen bunch.
Exactly.
Yay!
Okay, so I guess we better jump into this. Okay,
Can we just point to who's next? You're next. Who is that?
Okay.
I'm pointing at Nick on my screen.
Laura, you're pointing at Lara.
Oh, really? Because on my screen, that's Nick. That's Noah.
Yeah, I think it would help a lot if is everybody in gallery view?
No, you mentioned your father there, but no, in Baltimore, close to the edge was the bathroom song because that went on for 17 minutes. So.
Well, so has everybody answered the question? Because if they have, then I've got to go take a quick restroom break.
Thanks for sharing.
Speaking of,
cue the music.
Go for it.
All right.
Well, I didn't want to just get up and say, sorry guys, I have to go. Okay, so has everybody answered the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Oh, I thought.
Take those microphones out.
I'm gonna go put on.
Anyone done theater here before?
That's so funny. All right, well, see you guys.
Close the door to the bathroom. We don't want to hear it.
I thought he was kidding. Oh.
That reminds me of
Mikey, come
that
here.
reminds me of
Come
George. Dumb and Dumber. What you do? For that?
Oh, well, see you later.
Well,
big gulps, huh? All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I miss you guys.
Right.
Hey, this is a serious question.
I'm crying.
Has anybody heard of a website called Then God Moved? Is anybody familiar with that organization?
No.
Hey, Tim, what did you say?
It's a website called Then God Moved.
Nope.
Well, guys, I had my ear pods in so I could hear everything that you were saying.
Oh, fantastic.
No, there's an old trick. When you go to the bathroom, you always take your mic off or you turn it off. So hopefully...
Because we could hear everything you were doing.
You could?
Yeah. Yep.
No,
we couldn't.
No, we couldn't.
Okay, I'm really glad to hear that. I was thinking, how could they do that? I mean, the sound is coming from my laptop. Okay, so yeah, there's a next part. I was gonna look at my notes to see what the next part is.
The end.
Wrap up.
Okay, okay, I got the next part. Okay, and this is for the fans. What one emoji do you use the most? If you could wait, it's sorry, I
all
read it
right,
wrong.
you can cut it because you do that.
Okay, instead of last words, and we're out.
Yeah.
Cue the music.
Nice. That was cool, guys.
Trouble. Okay, so that was a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for putting it together, guys.
Yeah, well
thank
done.
you.
Very good job.
And Timothy and Darren and Steve, all you guys, thanks for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy ourselves. We like you people. You're good people.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise,
Thanks,
brother.
Darren.
Likewise.
All right, love you guys. I got family time waiting for me.
Love you.
I'm gonna
Love you guys.
sign out. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Miss y'all.
Bye-bye.
I'm gonna get to work on editing this.
Can't wait to see it, man.
Sure. And I want you to color correct me so my lighting is the same the whole time, Noah.
And you said you don't want to be color corrected.
No,
Yeah,
color
can-
correct me because
can
the
you-
sun's angle changed and the shadows changed like
Yes.
a million times.
You gotta take the shine
Alright.
off the forehead.
Oh gosh, I've got so much shine because my forehead is so big. All right,
Hey,
love you
I
guys.
was just thinking,
Love you,
Jordan.
Justin.
Jordan Ross would be very good at this game, passing the ball around.
He'd be great at it. He'd be great. Next one, we gotta invite him. Or tell him.
To see you and talk to you, Lara.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Finally get to see you and kind of chat with you because I never.
I
got to-
know.
Yeah.
I know. This was so nice. This is awesome.
It's very cool.
Thanks, guys. It is
Let's do
so
it on
cool. It's
set
kind
soon.
it's kind of strange. Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're prepared for a Zoom meeting, and I was just like,
Same.
Yeah. Same.
So thank you, Nick. You kind of saved me on that. I just was like lost of words. I'm like, I didn't know. But thank you for that. I came in and scooped up what I left behind, what I forgot to kind of throw in there. So
Damn mess.
you did, yeah. I just left it all behind for you to shovel and be like, this is what she wanted to say, you know?
Yeah, I know how you feel because I've been prepping for this for weeks. And then I came on and I was like, yeah, I didn't know what to say. I was like, but yeah, completely different now. I know everybody, just had a good time, and I'm sure the fans are going to love this.
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Okay,
Good to see you.
You guys have a good night.
Get to
Good seeing
editing
you all.
this. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Noah.
Bye.
And Justen, I really miss Justen, actually. I'm going to change my answer. I miss Justen.